Hi, this is Justin with Direct Colors. Today I want to visit with you a little bit about our concrete dye, also called Vibrance. Concrete dye, or Vibrance, is a great way to color your concrete relatively quick and can get you across the finish line on a decorative concrete project quickly. I want to visit with you a little bit about the preparation. I want to visit with you about the color application and then coming back and getting a floor sealer put on it. So first, preparation. Always key any decorative concrete project. You definitely want to prepare the surface. Clean the concrete really well. We've got a concrete cleaner and degreaser that'll help you get that done. It's a concentrate, so you dilute it out with water and you can get it nice and clean. Once it's clean, you want to check the porosity of the concrete. Make sure that it's, let's say, water can soak into it pretty well. So if you put a little bit of water on there, it should turn dark gray instantly. That shows that you've got a surface penetration. And then any standing water should start to fall through within the next few minutes. If it tends to sit on the top for an extended period of time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then the surface is a little bit tight. You might need to etch the floor open, but don't let that scare you. That's also a simple process. It could either be done mechanically, which is sanding gear, getting in there with a sanding pad and sanding the surface, or Direct Colors does sell a product called hard troweled floor pre-treatment, which is a citrus-based chemical that you mix with water, and it will etch that surface open. You clean it up with water afterwards and let it dry, and then you're ready to apply your color. So, preparation. Make sure that it's clean, free of any debris, grease, oil, spots, anything along those lines. Once the concrete is nice and clean, then you're ready to let it dry completely. You're ready to apply the color. And here you're going to put the dye powder into a pump up. Well, let me back up. It needs to be an acetone rated pump up sprayer. Put the dye powder into an acetone rated pump up sprayer, and then basically add the acetone. It's sort of a 1-to-1. So if you buy a gallon packet of dye, it's not a full gallon of powder, but it's enough powder to mix with 1 gallon of acetone. So a gallon packet of dye mixes to 1 gallon of acetone. Same thing for a quart, same thing for 5 gallons, and so on. So you're mixing it up, you have it put into your sprayer, you're ready to apply the dye. One of the nice things about dye is the color range. There's about 40 colors. You can mix and blend and mingle those colors however you want to create whatever kind of look you're going for. It could be as extravagant and dramatic as you want it to be, or it could be as subdued as you want it to be. But that's up to you, and that's the artistry of the application. But once your dye is in your sprayer, you're ready to start spraying. Go to the far end of whatever room you're applying the dye in and start applying it in circular motions or figure-8 motions. Anything that'll give you sort of a little bit less than even or perfect application. You want a little bit of overlap and things like that to kind of keep it natural looking. Go through, apply your color. If you're doing multiple colors, I'll recommend that maybe you put your lighter color down first and then accent over it with a darker color, because it's easier for darker to show over a lighter color than it is the opposite. So get your colors laid out exactly the way you want them. Dye will stick to the surface wherever you spray it pretty much. It doesn't travel, it doesn't move around or anything like that. So wherever you spray this material, it'll pretty well stay. And then once you get your color laid out, you got to let that stuff set for about 4 to 6 hours. Now your floor is going to be dry well within 4 to 6 hours, but don't let that mislead you. That doesn't mean you're ready to get out on it, because if you remember, I mentioned there's a little bit of a binder in there. The binder is what you're waiting to solidify, or you're waiting for it to solidify. If you try to walk on the dye before that 4 to 6 hours, it could be a little bit soft. It could stick to the bottom of your shoes or whatever you're wearing, and then you could pull color up off the surface. So be careful with that. Once you have everything down, your color is in place, let it sit 4 to 6 hours. Let those binders harden, and then you could pretty well go out and walk on the surface. You don't want to drag your feet or anything. You'll risk displacing color. After that 4 to 6 hours of placing your last color, if you're doing multiple colors, then you're ready to put a sealer on. With dye, there's really a couple of ways you could apply sealer. You could roll it on, or you could spray it on with a pump-up deck sprayer. We sell both rollers and sprayers for sealers, so we have what you're needing on the website. If you take a look, you'll find us pretty easily under tools. Come back and start applying your sealer. If you roll it on, you might see a little bit of color start to get caught up in the nap of your roller. That's not necessarily a big concern. Just maintain even, steady, light pressure with your roller, and cover the floor with a sealer. Very thin coats. 2 thin coats wins the day, both on look and longevity. You try to get it down too thick, or if you try to shortcut it and do 1 heavy coat to constitute 2 coats, you're kind of cutting yourself short there, because it won't be quite as durable in the long run. But if you spray it on, just put the sealer into your pump-up sprayer, pump it up, and apply the sealer in nice thin coats again. And if you need to, you could back roll that, just in case you get the sealer applied uneven with the sprayer, you get heavy spots or light spots. You could back roll it. Just pull it once back across there, and it'll flatten it out and even. It'll be nice. So once you get your first coat of sealer down, you're going to let that sit. If it's a solvent-based sealer, like our acrylics, you're going to let that sit for 4 to 6 hours, and then you'll put your second coat on. If it's a water-based sealer, you're going to put that down and allow 12 to 18 hours between coats, maybe even 24 hours, depending on your humidities and your temperatures and things like that. Colder takes longer to cure. So up to 24 hours before applying your second coat with a water-based sealer. Now, if you're interior, you'll want to put a floor finish on that. With a floor finish, it is a water-based finish or a water-based wax. You'll apply that and give the same amount of times in between coats as you did for your water-based sealer. So that's kind of a high-level view of what it is to put this material down. Dye, an important footnote to this is dye is actually pigment powders. That's what's the color on your floor once you put this down. It's just little pigments. You'll see it in the packet when you receive the product from us. That does not dissolve in the acetone. The dye particulates do not dissolve. They will settle. So it's very important as you're going through the process and you're applying the dye, shake that sprayer pretty regularly just to make sure that the dye gets suspended and you're getting relatively even finishes. If you're spraying this material and you notice it's really strong color in the beginning, and then towards the midway you're starting to lose color, that's probably because the materials are starting to settle and you're just not getting the same distribution. Just shake it up really good and you should be okay. I hope this helps a little bit in talking to you about the application of dye. We certainly have a terrific technical staff, and we always invite you to call us and visit about your application if you have more in-depth questions than what I've covered in this brief little tutorial, if you will. Our phone number is 405-275-6657. Again, our technical staff will be more than happy to talk more specific to your project if you like. You could also find some really great information on the application, on our colors, all kinds of good things on our website at www.directcolors. Check that out, and after you see all that, if you still have some questions, reach out to us. We're happy to help. We want to see your project come out well, almost as good as you do. That's about it for concrete dye. Again, this is kind of a very, very brief discussion of it. We hope to hear from you. We hope you enjoy using the process or using the product through your process. Have fun, be fearless, enjoy. Thanks.